All right, buckle up because we're diving into the surprisingly deep world of goldfish care.
You might be thinking goldfish.
Yeah.
Those little guys you win at carnivals?
Right.
But get this, they can actually live for decades.
Yeah.
We're talking like potentially outliving your childhood dog.
Yeah,
Decades.
it's true. And this fact alone tells you a lot about how we should be caring for them.
Okay.
We're not dealing with some fly-by-night pet here. Goldfish are domesticated carp, bred for their color over 1,000 years ago.
1,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That's older than some dog breeds.
Exactly. And just like you wouldn't stick a Great Dane in a tiny apartment,
Yeah.
we need to give goldfish the space they need to thrive. That starts with the tank.
Okay.
You know those small bowls you often see them in?
Yeah.
Those are a big no-no.
Yeah. I've always felt a little sad for those guys.
Mm.
So what size tank are we talking about then?
Well, for common goldfish like comets and shabunkins, you're looking at a minimum of 20 gallons of water per fish.
Wow.
And for the fancy goldfish, those with the flowing tails and whatnot, they need at least 10 gallons each.
Okay, so definitely no goldfish teacups then.
Right.
And I'm guessing a bigger tank means a bigger filter too, right?
You got it. Remember how we talked about goldfish living a long time?
Yeah.
Well, that also means they produce a lot of waste over that lifetime. We're talking about ammonia, which is basically fish poop turned toxic.
Ew. Okay, that sounds bad.
It is. Ammonia can really harm your goldfish if it builds up. That's where a good filter and something called cycling come in. Basically, we're trying to cultivate beneficial bacteria in the tank that eat that ammonia and convert it into less harmful substances.
So it's like creating a little ecosystem in there.
Precisely. And this cycle takes time to establish, which is why you can't just fill up a tank with water, plop a goldfish in, and call it a day.
Right.
You need a filter powerful enough to handle their waste and keep that good bacteria thriving.
Okay, so we're talking spacious tanks, powerful filters.
It's starting to sound like setting up a goldfish tank is a bit more involved than I initially thought.
It definitely requires a little more than a sprinkle of fish flakes every now and then. But don't worry, we'll break it all down for you so you can make sure your goldfish live their best lives.
All right, I'm ready for more. So, we've covered the goldfish mansion. Now let's talk about keeping it clean, right?
Tell me about water changes. You know, that's a great point to bring up. Many people underestimate the importance of regular water changes. Think of it this way. Even with a good filter, your goldfish's environment can still get a little stale.
Like a stagnant pond, yuck.
Exactly. Regular water changes help remove any built-up toxins that the filter might have missed. And they replenish essential minerals that keep the water quality tip-top.
Okay.
Aim for a 25% water change every week or so, using a good quality water conditioner to remove any harmful chlorine or chloramines.
Got it. Fresh water for our finned friends. Now, about their diet, is it really just sprinkling some flakes and calling it a day?
That's another one of those goldfish myths we need to debunk. Remember how we talked about them being domesticated carp?
Yeah.
Well, carp are omnivores, which means they need a varied diet of both meaty and plant-based foods.
So more like us than we realize.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just like you wouldn't want to eat the same thing every day, goldfish thrive on variety.
Okay, so what are we putting on this goldfish menu then?
A good quality pellet should be the staple of their diet.
Okay.
Pellets are like multivitamins for goldfish. They tack in all the essential nutrients that flakes often lack.
Makes sense. And what about the plant-based side of things?
That's where things get fun. Fresh veggies are like treats for your goldfish.
Okay.
Think blanched peas, zucchini slices, even a bit of romaine lettuce.
Nice.
And here's a fun fact. Did you know that goldfish don't have stomachs?
Wait, really?
Yeah.
No stomachs? How do
They know it seems crazy, right?
Yeah.
But it's true. Their food goes straight from the esophagus to the intestine. That means they digest food a lot differently than we do. And it's one of the reasons why they need small, frequent meals and a variety of foods to keep things moving smoothly.
So like a high-maintenance toddler with fins.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. And those floating flakes, are those a no-go then?
You're catching on quickly.
Uh-huh.
Floating food can be problematic because goldfish tend to gulp air at the surface when they eat.
Right.
Too much of that can lead to buoyancy issues and swim bladder problems. It's best to stick with sinking pellets or pre-soaked veggies that sink to the bottom.
Wow, so much to think about. Okay, what else? I'm ready for more goldfish wisdom.
All right, let's talk about tank mates. This is a big one for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Should goldfish be kept alone, or do they need friends?
Yeah, I've always wondered that. What's the verdict?
Well, it turns out goldfish aren't as social as you might think. They can actually live perfectly happy lives on their own. especially if they get plenty of interaction from their humans.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
So I can be best friends with my goldfish?
you absolutely can. Goldfish are more intelligent than people realize.
Ah,
They can learn to recognize their owners, and some even enjoy gentle interactions like following your finger along the glass or playing with a ping pong ball.
that's so cool. I had no idea they were that smart. But so I do want to have a multi-goldfish household. Any tips on making sure everyone gets along?
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Choosing the right tank mates is essential for a harmonious goldfish community. The main thing to remember is that common goldfish, those speedy single-tail guys, might outcompete the fancier varieties for food.
Right.
Um,
So it's best to stick with similar types.
yeah, exactly. That way everyone has a fair chance at snack time. And, of course, never keep goldfish with tropical fish.
Right.
Their temperature requirements are totally different.
Yeah.
And it would be like making a penguin and a parrot live together, not a recipe for happiness.
That's a great analogy. Okay, so we've covered tanks, filtration, water changes, food, and even goldfish friendships.
Mm-hmm.
This is a lot to take in.
Yeah.
Anything else people should know before they embark on this goldfish keeping journey?
Well, you did mention breeding earlier.
Oh, yeah. Can we talk about that? It seems like a whole other level of goldfish expertise.
It definitely is. But it's also fascinating to learn about.
Okay, so let's say someone is ready to take the plunge into goldfish parenthood. What do they need to know?
The first thing is you'll need a separate spawning tank.
Wait, really? Why a separate tank? Wait, really? Why a separate tank?
Yeah, it's all about creating the perfect baby-making environment for these guys.
Ooh la la, a goldfish honeymoon suite.
Exactly. The spawning tank needs to be bare bones, no gravel, no decorations, nothing for the eggs to get lost in or get damaged by.
Makes sense. Those little eggs wouldn't stand a chance in a regular tank.
Nope, not at all. And here's the kicker. You can actually trigger spawning behavior by tweaking the water conditions.
No way. What, like putting Barry White on for them?
Haha, not quite.
Okay.
It's more about mimicking what happens in the wild.
Okay.
Changing the water temperature, making it a bit cooler and fresher, can signal to the goldfish that it's springtime and time to reproduce.
Wow, so we're like goldfish puppet masters.
In a way. But once they start spawning, things get even trickier.
Uh-oh. How so?
Any fish that aren't actively participating need to be removed from the tank.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
Why? Are they like the goldfish version of jealous exes?
Haha, not exactly. It's more of a survival instinct.
Okay.
In the wild, goldfish are egg scatterers. They don't really do parental care.
Right.
And they might actually eat the eggs, if given the
Oh,
chance.
wow. Talk about tough love. So much for a happy goldfish family reunion.
It's just nature's way.
Yeah.
But it definitely makes breeding them at home more challenging.
This has been incredible. I feel like I've learned more about goldfish in the past hour than I have in my entire life.
Me too. It just goes to show you how much there is to learn about even the most common pets.
Absolutely. Huge thanks to you for guiding us through this deep dive into the world of goldfish. Listeners, I hope you're feeling as inspired as I am to give these fascinating creatures the long, healthy lives they deserve. Remember, a goldfish isn't just a prize or a decoration, it's a living being capable of experiencing the world around them. So let's give them something amazing to experience. Until next time, keep diving deep.